What's good, superstars? Back with another Vivi video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Dyno from Mi Vida Vivi. How's it going, Dyno?
Oh shit!
Oh! You get the jabs, but I think I got him with a late one,
bro.
there.
Do I have all my teeth still?
Yeah. You're lucky. You got lucky there because usually I don't miss when I do that, right? So
now I'm gonna lisp when I talk.
Hopefully you can talk for the rest of the video, guys. If you're new here, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we have great collabs like this one with Superstar Dyno from Mi Vida Vivi on the channel. I mean, I'm really excited to have you on. I've been watching your stuff for a while. Up and coming channel. So we're going to get right into that. I'm going to show off your channel in just a second. You guys can also become a Superstar VIP. Get a nice badge next to your name. Access to our drop spreadsheets. You've seen it on our price prediction video the other day. Also, first dibs on merch, Star in the Universe, coming up in 2 days. So if you want to be in on that raffle, $2.99 a month, hit the join button underneath the video. Shout out to all the VIPs who currently are supporting us. You guys are awesome, and you keep us going. And we're going to be making it to 365 on January 2nd. There's a live stream. I'm thinking like early afternoon on the East Coast, so like 1, 2 o'clock our time, just so we can get most people available. I know people in the UK always upset when I stream late, so I'm going to try and do it earlier on that day. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Discord in the description. Got a lot of ideas for videos in the Discord. If you want to give us an idea, that's probably the best bet. Also a great way to talk to us after a stream. And P.O. Box, if you want to send us something, become a Superstar Hall of Famer. Now I got to show off my buddy here's channel. So we got Mi Vida Vivi. If you're not subscribed, please go subscribe, show some support. It's great to have new creators. And he's not even that new. He's been around for a while. I've been watching this stuff. I remember seeing him in the closet at one point, I think, right?
I'm still in the closet, but it's in a new house. So
there you go. So why don't you go over your channel, maybe how you started it, what made you start it, and how long you've been around, and what got you into Vivi?
Yeah. So one of my best friends told me about Vivi in early March of 2021. And, I thought it was really silly at first, but I could kind of see where it was going. I could see that the younger generation was really into digital assets. And I've been in crypto since 2017. So actually 2016. So it's something that was very familiar for me. And so I ended up buying a few collectibles. I wish I would have bought a lot more. But then just kind of going through, I was very, very conservative because this is such a new space and I'm just conservative as it is. And so then as we started getting later in the year, things started heating up. And my buddy was like, man, there's an opportunity here to make content. He's like, you're well-spoken. I've done little like play podcasts with my friend before. And so he's like, you should give it a go. And so I started thinking about ideas and I was like, I think I can make this happen. I don't really have a setup, but I have a closet and I can just go in there. Yeah. The reason I did that is because the audio is really good and I didn't want my family hearing me. I'm very self-conscious about that. So kind of retreat to the closet and felt like a little safe space to do that. And so I started making content. I dropped, I think, my first few videos New Year's Day of 2022. And so I don't make videos as much as I'd like to. My brother and I own our own business, so that's very taxing on me. But this is something that's a creative outlet, and I enjoy talking about Vivi. I'm already doing the research anyways, so might as well. And then it started becoming something that I could get to know people through. And so it's just been really nice to connect with you guys and with Chad from NFT Pirates and a few other people that have reached out. And just this fam is really, really cool. And it's really cool to be a part of it and contribute in some way. So
yeah, we've had a ton of collabs on this channel, and every single person, it's been awesome because we're like-minded. Like we all think really similar. Like that's why we're into this project. We see a bright future for it, and it's just somebody else to talk to about this stuff, because sometimes you can't talk to your closest friend group because they don't get it, right? So
I don't get it. Yeah,
that's what YouTube's about, right?
exactly. That's I would say an overwhelming majority of my friends, they're like, oh, that's cool, but they don't get it. And family members and stuff, they thought I was crazy. So this is a really nice community to just not be crazy for once.
Right? Yeah, we were at the Decon and we met a bunch of the fam from the community, and it's just even in person, it's even more amazing to meet the people, and just it gets you going, it gets you excited for what's to come. So I mean, I never seen a community like that, and I'm excited to, like I said, to have you on the channel. I mean, I had another smaller creator on the channel that's growing as well. It's VVOG, one of my favorite content creators. He's posting daily content. But I'm looking at your thumbnails here. You got thumbnail game. Like these thumbnails are fire. I'm loving the thumbnails and even the ideas, the topics, guys. Look at this channel. Very underrated channel. Definitely go hit a subscribe, and it's going to give them some more motivation to post more often. Maybe not daily, but more often to get that creative outlet going.
I need to. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So let us go through the VV news, and then we'll jump into a couple of topics. Actually, Dyno came through with a couple of topics for us to talk about, and I really like them. So we've seen this drop. I did a price prediction yesterday for the Avengers Tower. I have it going underlisted. I have it going for 40 gems, and I think the box is 50. I just did it based off like a quick market cap analysis. How do you see this playing out? Do you think it's going to sell out, or going to go for it? What are your thoughts?
I'm not going to go for it, to be honest. I've been doing shorts on my channel, flip, grip, or skip, and I skipped this one. I really just don't see the incentive. It's a really cool collectible, but I mean, even Dan talked about it. Next year, they're going to be releasing some top-notch collectibles. And so this is going to be a normal thing. And I'm trying not to chase the shiny new toy. I'm trying to save some gems for what I've been wanting for months and months. And so it's a close one about whether or not it will sell out, but I really don't think it'll go for above list. And so for that reason, and plus it's not a must-have for me, I'm going to have to fade this one.
I'm on the fence. Like I like some of the features that it does. Like I like that it lights up. It does the nighttime, daytime thing. But I also like it sticks with me. Someone put a comment. They said it's like PS2 graphic, or something like that, like PlayStation 2. It kind of is. Like it's not the most detailed thing, but I'm hoping like you see it sometimes in the advertisements where it's maybe not as detailed, but then you actually get it in the app in an AR and you zoom in and it's actually way more detailed than these images. So hopefully we see something like that.
The pictures have been very deceiving. I mean, we've seen some really terrible pictures, and then when you actually look at the collectible in the app, it looks amazing. So, I mean, the Coke truck was cool too. I didn't go for that one. Yeah. But it's really nice that they had, the back area where the driver sleeps, and you can go inside the truck and stuff. So that's kind of next level stuff that Vivi's been doing, and I think it's going to be a normal thing. So I'm trying not to get too excited about every little thing that comes out now, because I think they're setting the expectation that this is going to be the way it is going forward.
Yeah, the cool thing will be if there's Easter eggs when you open it up and you can go inside, like you said, or if it's like actually scalable, like you go outside this thing, you put it next to your house, it's just like
they were doing spaceships and stuff, but this is kind of next level, right?
Yeah.
So
it might sell out after the drop if people realize that what it is and how big it can get, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Vivi didn't come out with too much. I mean, they've been slow for the holidays, but it is what it is. Just a little bit on our Twitter page here. Ed, I don't know if you're familiar with Ed. They mentioned him actually in a community update once. He does a lot of vault creations and stuff like that. And this one here is a little bit of an aquarium. So pretty cool stuff. He's got the water sounds in the background. I don't know if anybody can hear it, but he's got the Myrmicornos with the Coke, and I thought it was cool. He's got the shiny rock on the bottom. It's I don't know how these guys think of this stuff.
Oh, their creativity is amazing.
Yeah, it keeps Twitter fun. So then Vivified. I don't even know how you say that.
Vivified?
Yeah.
Vivified?
Finn's Day at the aquarium. So another aquarium one. I thought it was funny. And then you see like the dinosaur on the wall. I guess it's a Loki maybe. It's supposed to be like a alligator skull or something.
The gator, yep.
Fantasyland, so really cool there too. This is about the McFarlane. I don't know if you're in any other projects. Are you only on Vivi, or are you investing elsewhere?
I'm in Candy for the Major League Baseball.
Okay.
And then I just dabbled with a couple very small projects that didn't go too well. But yeah, mostly Vivi and then Candy.
Yeah, cool. I never heard of Candy, so maybe that's something I got to check out. But
if you're a baseball fan, it's where it's at.
Yeah, you think they're going to be the number one in terms of that? Like if Vivi gets sports, we'll get to that. But yeah, we'll get to that. McFarlane, obviously we've been talking a little bit about them on our channel, and we've been given suggestions as well, because they've been coming out with drops, and it was a little bit difficult. People have been giving us comments, difficult to find where the details for the drops are and all that. So we've been suggesting like maybe make a website, kind of like how Vivi has Medium, like maybe they actually have their own website because they sell toys. So like just put it there, make a link, and it looks like they're listening. So that's why I want to post that, because Trevor said he's been posting updates in the Discord, but received feedback that not everyone's able to find it do people prefer blogs? So if you guys prefer blogs or posts and you guys are in McFarland, because I know a bunch of people on our channel are, go there, respond to them, say, yeah, put it on your website. Come on, what's wrong with you? OG Growler, he got the hat, and he also has this Funko Pop for that DC NFT. You're not in that as well, I guess, in Palm.
I tried for the Superman one, and then again, nothing's as easy as Vivi, and I just
Today we saw a lot of that, like a lot of complaints in the comments about that queue system. I know Vivi's planning to unroll a queue system. I hope that they're paying attention to what's happening over here. DC NFT is taking the brunt right now. I mean, hopefully Vivi does something. It's not, I think people are complaining that it's taking so long. Like you jump in and you're waiting like 2 hours to find out if you're able to buy. People don't got that kind of time. Time is money, right? So maybe you join a wait list, say join it on this time. We'll email you your number and then decide if you want to log back. Something where you don't have to take time and be waiting there all day. But I'm not sure. But yeah, some people hit the juju though. Hinanu got the uncommon. This was cool. So I didn't realize, because the star on this one is gray and white, but I'm guessing this is a movie or something. Oh. They got the superstar money colors on the actual star.
That is perfect.
Sure. But really, really cool.
Perfect.
So that's it for that. I mean, now we can get into some of the topics that we discussed before the stream. So I know that you're big into investing strategy and maybe how the macro is affecting Vivi. Why don't you go into a little bit about how you feel, I guess, overall economic situation will affect Vivi, if it will need to wait for absolute turnaround in the macro for Vivi to turn around, or if they can do something to turn it around on their own, and also maybe how you've changed your strategy since we've seen this downturn.
Yeah, so I definitely see the macro affecting, just because this is a non-essential item. This is something I've been talking about for a while. I did get teased by the having, KYC and all that. I thought, okay, that might be able to overcome what's going on, but could kind of see the way the crypto market was starting to flesh out, and just the stock market and everything. I just feel like it's been propped up for too long. And during COVID, they just printed a ton of money and flooded the system. So everybody's got this liquidity to spend, and it drives up prices of everything. And so that's part of the reason that things are just overvalued, and we kind of got used to it, but we're starting to see everything recede. I don't care what they're telling us about whether we're not in a recession or not. It feels like we are. We got a lot of negative growth happening, and I think it's very possible, if they let the system crash, I mean, it could get a lot worse than this. And so we'll see if they just keep putting more money in, but I do see hard times in 2023, and it just coincides with the crypto cycle too. We're entering that bear market. We're kind of fully in it now, but crypto's been doing this since it's been around. It goes through cycles. And so I thought Vivi was kind of its own ecosystem and would be able to withstand that, but it's looking like it's not. And so for me, I've gotten very tight, and in the beginning I was chasing everything. It was really fun with the drops and everything. If you scored a drop, it was guaranteed profit. It's not that way anymore, and there's so much saturation. I didn't realize that this quickly they would be releasing so much content. And so it's been something that has made me rethink what I'm invested in. And so now I'm just really focused on things that are historically significant and popular. And, the quality of the collectible is cool and everything. But if, Todd's got some graininess to it, it's not the best looking collectible, but it's so significant that it's held its value. And you can see, I mean, with certain collectibles, it's a fraction of what it was, like 5% or less of its all-time high. And Todd's holding strong, relatively speaking. And so that's kind of, I've always been kind of enamored by the grails, just because I think that's the safest and best upside. But now I'm really, really tight on just not chasing a bunch of stuff that I don't really want.
You're particular now. Now you're particular with how you spend your money. And the thing is, like, we've been in it for so long. You've been in it, sounds like, longer than us. And I mean, there's only so much money to go into this type of stuff. I mean, and especially if we were buying in the January, February's, a lot of people got burned on things that maybe we purchased in that time. As far as the macro is concerned, and obviously it's affected Vivi, it's like you said, it's a non-essential items that are on this app. Like these are play things. Like people buy this for fun. It's like the most speculative type of investment there is, NFTs. So because of that, these are the first things, just like penny stocks. People buy penny stocks. That's the first thing that goes down when you see a downturn in the market. So that's kind of how this market plays out. Now, I've done a couple of videos last couple of days talking about maybe ways that Vivi could bring a little bit more hype or more user base back, because it's obvious it's not just macro. We've also lost users. Like if we maintained users and the macro turned down, we'll maybe not be as low as we are now. But if we're able to maintain some users or at least bring some more users in, I think it'll be healthy. I think you bring back that hype. So one of the ideas I had last couple of days was maybe just, it looks like right now the mint sizes that they're going for are just enough to make sure that they sell out the drop, or right there, like optimize how many think they can drop. So it still looks like they sold out and they satisfy the licensor, and whatever happens in the secondary market, who cares? For what I'm thinking is maybe you find out what that number is, or you figure it out based off market sentiment, and they've been able to get close. Like on the last bunch of drops, they're getting really good at it. Take it down by 500, take it down by 1,000, make it less than the demand. This way, like you said, you mentioned, if you hit it before, you're going to make profits. Put that system back in place. Make it so that you're making profits. Look at Miles. People who hit Miles, they're laughing. They loved it. I know, super rare, really big IP. Maybe it won't work for everything, but this tower that's coming out, I thought for sure like 500 mints, 600 mints, something like that. Make it something that people want, and people who do hit it, not everyone's going to hit it, and you're going to get bots. Bots are going to happen, but figure it out. Like it's a trial and error. Figure it out. Find the numbers that work where you, sure, some get sent to bots. It's going to happen. When you have a good product, bots are going to be involved. That's how you know the product's working. But if you're able to keep your users happy and excited, then they're going to go to their Christmas. I said Christmas was a perfect time. People go show off your app to your friends, your family. They're going to say, oh, how's your investment done? Oh, I'm down 95%. Not the best look, right? Yeah. But if everything you're buying is making money, that's what's going to draw in the people, I think.
Yeah, and that's when I was telling my friends and they were actually making accounts and getting on Vivi, was when things were really booming, and especially around Golden Moments Week, that was just euphoria for everybody in the NFT space and flooding into Vivi. And I saw many videos go viral on TikTok and things like that because of that week and what that represented. And I agree with you, man, that you like, it's hard to say because they are a business selling collectibles, and they probably have agreements with the brands that they're going to pick that number that they can just sell out, and that's guaranteed money in the bank. But for our value, to keep the community happy, because the community is very upset right now, just as a whole, and that part of it's because everything we've been holding for a long time is much less than it used to be. And the other aspect is not delivering on the things that they say they're going to deliver on. And so, there's a lot of reasons why Vivi is kind of struggling along with the world economy too. But there's things that they can definitely improve on. And I think lowering edition numbers is definitely one of them.
Yeah, and it's not something that I think has to be a long-term thing. I'm thinking because as you get a little bit more people interested, then you start to slowly move that number back up. I just think you got to adjust it for current times. And sure, you're going to have some super limited items that come out during this period, but isn't it fair that the people who have been supporting you and stick through the times are the ones that have access to those drops and those items at these prices? And then as you build it up and you get more and more number of additions, then it serves the purpose of whoever comes through. So I thought it was a good idea. I don't know if they're going to do it. Like you said, they might have licensor deals. I know that whatever drops are coming are planned far in advance, but it seems to me like the mint numbers are like up for grabs. David just picks them closer to the drop, but I'm not sure.
Seems pretty fluid. Seems like something they can change, and they've already dabbled with it. Miles Morales, even AF15, when it dropped, I was like, oh, 10K, come on. Yeah. And it was cool, but I was worried I wasn't going to get one. And for those who did miss out on the drop, thankfully I did hit the drop. But for those who didn't, you're paying $300 right away, and it went up to $900. And so I'm sure a lot of people just gave up. I've seen some people on Twitter saying, oh man, it's finally coming down in the range where I can get it again. Yeah. But that's kind of what makes collecting fun. And Dan said, I forgot where he was, but he said on like an interview or a podcast, something where he said that he's the guy that likes to make things super scarce and collectible. and David's thinking about, letting everybody in on the fun. So I think if Dan had it his way, we would see a 300 edition tower, and just the people who really want it pay up. And then you've got something that's going to hold value over time. You don't need as much demand because it's so scarce.
You made a good point there. So maybe they compromise. You get your FA as a small thing, and then you come out with a second run, non-FA, 10,000 editions. Anybody who wants one can get one, but these are the FA, make a little bit of a difference or something like that, right? I think it's something. We've done a video like almost like beginning of our time on this channel, and we said, what if Vivi comes out with second editions? Like cards did that. Like you have Pokemon that first edition, exact same card, just doesn't have that little thing. Second edition, why not? It's still like that will give more value to that tag, I think. But people obviously be pissed off because same looking collectible.
or just come out with another Spider-Man. It's not FA, but I don't think a 14-year-old kid cares. He just wants a Spider-Man collectible. He doesn't need to pay $150 for a first appearance of Spider-Man. And so this is for collectors that care about the tags, but for the mass market, if you just want a cool collectible to play with in the ViviVerse or in AR, then you can go get something with a ton of editions. And again, the quality of these collectibles are going up. It's only going to get better. You put it in the ViviVerse, it's going to be amazing. And so they're going to be fun to play with. You can add utility anytime you want. And so there's a lot of ways to boost the value of these collectibles, and still keep the scarce stuff that's supposed to be scarce. Let it
with it.
Let it be rare. Let it be something that a true collector is going to be proud of.
Yeah, I like that. So, okay, the other thing that we discussed that you brought up was about how Reese mentioned on that tweet. We showed it on the channel, so some of you guys are familiar. But out of nowhere, kind of people were talking about anime, and Reese is like, "Well, we might get music and sports soon or before anime." What do you think about that? you mentioned you're into candy, which is, I guess, baseball NFTs. What do you think about Vivi getting sports, and how will candy do, or how will they compete with candy, I guess, or All Day or Top Shot and all that stuff?
Right. Yeah. Well, I would love it. I'm a big time sports fan. I grew up on sports. NFLPA is one of the license that really intrigued me about Vivi. I'm not going to lie. I'm not like a diehard Batman fan. I do like Spider-Man a lot, but Marvel wasn't even a twinkle in its eye at the time I got on the app. It was just Batman. But I saw NFLPA was one of the licenses. And so I would love sports. I hope they still have that license. And I think it's different, right? I think Vivi, what they do is 3D digital collectibles with their metaverse. The stuff that's on Candy, I only am invested in one particular collection. It's 2D poster art, and it's art that I really like, and it's of teams that I follow. So it's not like I'm buying everything on Candy. A lot of the stuff on Candy and All Day, it's just this, it's kind of like what DraftKings did, those Tom Brady cards and stuff. I'm not into all that. I think that stuff, if you like it, cool. But for me, I'm really intrigued by the 3D premium collectibles and the animation and stuff like that. So I could totally see, player statues, and maybe even with animations, someone doing a stiff arm or swinging a bat. I think that would be super cool. I just don't know what sports they have. I mean, they could have rugby. I have no idea. I mean, that's big in, New England, probably, or
England.
Yeah. New Zealand.
In the UK.
But yeah, in UK, but from where they're from.
Australia, that's true.
New Zealand. So I don't know, maybe soccer. I'm not sure what they're going to come out with. And then I think music. I mean, everybody loves music of some kind. There's going to be something for everyone. But what does that look like? I'm not sure. Is it a 3D vinyl that you can play in your showroom? I don't know what it looks like, but it sounds cool because music is universal, and there's a lot of amazing artists, and people collect vinyls and people collect memorabilia from artists. So
it'd be cool if you could use the music creatively without any punishment. Like it's almost like royalty free if you own it or something like that. Maybe you have access where you can use it a certain amount of times, or I don't know if they'll get to that point. But the thing that really intrigued me from that is the sports, because I think with sports comes advertising, because the crowd in sports, the commercials are all geared towards selling them memorabilia or whatever types of stuff. You see it all the time. You watch a hockey game, you watch a football game. So I think if you do get the NFLPA involved, they're going to want to push it as much as they can during games, maybe even. I think you'll start to see an influx. And the thing with sports collectors, I mentioned this before, is that they are absolutely like diehard collectors. You got cards, you got memorabilia, you got like jerseys and all that. So I don't know how it's going to come out on Vivi. We've seen those statues before. I think McFarlane even makes some of those figurine statues. So is it going to be figurine statues? Is it going to be jerseys? Like, imagine having a jersey you can hang in your like, that's cool to me.
Or put it on your avatar. Yeah.
Both, yeah. Wear it or have it like hang. That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
so
that would be super cool. So there's, they can do anything. They can go so many different directions with it. But like you said, sports fans are die hard. It's something that it's seasonal, but it's every single year. You don't have to wait 3 years for a Batman movie to come out. It is every single year. And if your team's doing well, it makes you want to buy and rep their stuff. Yeah. And yeah, that would be a gold mine. And I'm expecting Vivi to have some major sports that are worldwide fan bases.
They got to get us on that advisor committee to talk about how to do the sports thing, because I think we got some good ideas.
Yeah. And you know what? What's funny is I've been doing content and I'm like, where do I fit in? There's some people who are Pokemon experts. There's people who are Marvel experts. VV Magic is Disney expert. And I'm like, I don't fit in, but if sports comes out, then I'll have my niche. But I would love that.
When sports comes, we'll be doing a bunch more collabs with you for sure, because we are big time into that as well. So I think it'll be fun. So I guess moving on to that, you mentioned really curious about how the ViviVerse is going to change how we use the app. You think it will completely change the game and create so many opportunities for producers to build brands and make money. So what do you mean by that? And what are you thinking? Like, how do you see it playing out?
Well, we've seen that we can actually interact with people, which will make it way easier to build a community. I've seen your guys's videos and how much engagement you have from your community. VV Vault, like, people are on his live stream, Taps Trades on his live stream, chatting, but people get bogged down. But in the ViviVerse, everybody is going to be there and hanging out together. I think that will really change the way that we interact. And also Twitter. I mean, my feed is just full. I go through like 10 tweets and then I'm like, all right, I'm on to something else. It's just overload. But I think it's going to be a lot more digestible in the ViviVerse. And they were saying you can come out with your YouTube videos and do live streams from the ViviVerse. You can invite people to your showroom. I think that's going to be a game changer for Vaultaholics, and even for like Johnny Dunn, guys like that who have some really awesome collectibles and they spend some time tweaking their showroom, inviting people in. It's just going to be super engaging for the community, and won't have to go off app on other platforms to get together. And then I also think that Dan talked about selling some private artworks and things like that. So I think there's going to be a way of doing that, renting out collectibles. So there's so many things that we don't know what's going to come, but we've been teased about certain ways that they'll go with it. And it just sounds really promising.
No, I like that. And I mean, we saw during this whole COVID stuff about how the whole world became more digitally linked. Zoom came out, stock went like crazy. Obviously, now people are starting to go back to work. But I mean, we saw what could be the future, I think, because it was forced. We had to do that to interact. So now if you get that type of interaction, but you make it fun and you make it where you can actually have personality. Like, people right now, you can change your background. Like, you got your green screen or whatever. Even Zoom, you don't even need a green screen. You just change your background and that's your personality. But now with the ViviVerse, you're going to be able to show off your favorite team, your favorite collectibles, arrange things how you want. The Vaultaholics are going to have to charge admission to let people go look at their showrooms, because they're just like that much. I always thought, like, and there was something that Disney put out. I think they put out a movie. I forget what the movie was called now, but it was something where you were watching through the goggles and the TV like sent a waterfall out of the TV or something like that. So it was like an experience. So I always thought, like, maybe Vivi can start to sell experiences rather than even just being a collectible. Like, you want to go see this fireworks show, come here, or own one of these and you can watch the fireworks show or whatever in the ViviVerse. But then even now they can, I think, on top of that, further to the ViviVerse, you can do that in AR. Like, if this is how you bring in the big companies, say, look, like, this is something you can draw people with. It's not going to cost you much because it's digital. I mean, if you get someone to do the digital render, you don't need to buy fireworks or all this stuff. You just pay for it and they got these glasses. Like that's how I see the future. I've always seen the future as AR. I don't know how you feel about it. Do you think that VR is going to drive this thing, or do you think AR is where the world, I guess, in general is going? And do you think
I
Vivi
think
can adapt to that?
AR is the next natural step, and personally, that's my favorite. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about the VR and what it's going to do to people, especially the younger generation. But I definitely plan on hanging out in the ViviVerse through my computer. But I know that VR is going to be very next level engagement. But AR is going to be awesome because you can take it with you and you can still interact in the real world, but also just have it enhanced.
Yeah.
And like you said, you go to an amusement park and instead of shooting off these fireworks into the sky, you've got your AR glasses and they can put on a show and do things that aren't physically possible in the real world. And so it's especially, you know, going back to the macro, with the supply chain is wrecked right now and who knows if it'll be fixed, but to rely less on all these theatrics and all of these, you know, resources and to do it digitally, there's a lot of things that we can do digitally that will even be better than doing things physically. And so what I've learned through, I mean, even COVID and everything, just all of the streaming sites that came out, it's like, this is fine. I don't need tape. I don't need cable. I don't need to go to the movie theater. I can sit in my bed with my iPad and watch any show that I want from my childhood or whatever. So it's really amazing what this technology is going to allow people to do, and yet still be in the real world, because there's a lot of people out there that are scared of technology and need somebody to tell them it's okay before they dive in. And so I think AR is the next step.
I think that this is the way. Like the thing with the ViviVerse too, it's like almost like when people were talking about teleportation and stuff like that back in the day, like maybe that's where this thing technically go. You don't leave your house, but you leave your house. You know what I mean? And you get to witness. Maybe it's just a live stream, or maybe there's robots that walk around in certain areas and like you link into there and you walk around and you can direct them or whatever, and it's like you're in that place. You save the plane ticket, you save all that. I mean, the future of this stuff is crazy. We can go on forever about it, but I think that the ViviVerse is obviously one of the first steps, like you said, to build the community, to get people starting to pay attention to this stuff, get some more excitement in the market. I think it'll help because people will be showing off things, and I think that might be what we see first. Is just maybe it's like you scan something to see somebody's showroom. I think that might be like the first step of the ViviVerse. We're sharing showrooms. And I think that'll do a lot. Like right now we got the feed, doesn't work like the best, but I think showroom, being able to share a showroom is going to be a big deal.
Yeah. And I made a video about how Vivi can make their app more fun, more social, make it more like blend in some social media aspects to it. But I think they've just been focused on the ViviVerse. Honestly, I thought the ViviVerse was a few years out. I was not expecting it so soon. And I think they're just dumping a lot of their resources, a lot of their talent and efforts into this because they want to be the metaverse to hang out in. And I kind of was like, oh man, I would love to hang my candy stadiums on my wall in my showroom, but that was kind of a far-fetched thought. But when Dan confirmed that you will be able to bring in NFTs from other platforms, we're all worried about Vivi, you know, allowing us to take our collectibles off. And they're saying, no, bring everybody here. So the ViviVerse is going to be the spot. And that's my estimation. And so I'm super, super bullish on what they're doing. And I think it's going to be leading the way in this new world that's being created.
Definitely lots to look forward to. And one of those things, you actually have a little bit of early access. I mean, we've seen it on the Twitter feed a little bit, but Crypto to Gem, I'm hearing you are whitelisted. How do you feel about that?
It feels great. I mean, I've been doing it anyways. So a lot of the money that I've put in has come from crypto. I have a BitPay debit card that I was converting my Bitcoin into US dollars, and then I would have it on Apple Pay. And so for me, it's not a huge deal, but for everybody who wasn't doing that, this allows people who got into crypto early. They're already kind of qualified buyers in a way because they understand Web3. And so I think this is going to make it a lot easier. And, you know, with the whole, when your bank might flag you. I mean, a lot of the whales have talked about that. They don't want their bank to flag them, or they can't do 20 transactions of $600 each, you know, and now even with the web platform, they are able to load money easier, but it hurts a little more when it's coming out of the bank account. Crypto, a lot of people have made profits on crypto, so it seems like house money. I think it's just another avenue to bring people in. Now we need them to reinstate out to crypto. That would be nice, just so people can feel comfortable putting. I've heard some people say, I'm not putting more money in until they let me take it out. So, but I just think it's bullish. It's a bullish piece of technology. It's a bullish upgrade for the platform. And in 3 years, it's going to be amazing how many features they have. And we're just going to look back and say, yeah, remember when it was kind of grueling to wait for that, but now it's just, you know.
Remember when you were here before MTL? Remember when you were here before all this stuff? I know we've talked about that before. So definitely lots to look forward to. I mean, hopefully, like you said, they start to stick to their timelines. If not sticking to your timelines, be a little bit more clear with your communications. And hopefully Mitch, the new product director there, is one to help them get on track with that stuff. I mean, we want it to be a good look. You don't want to scare people away, and get the airdrops in check. Come on, for your boy, get the airdrops in check. I need that Mickey. I'm in that Mickey airdrop, so I better be getting there, or else there's going to be tons of rat videos coming up.
Yeah, so the airdrops are really cool too. We were wondering when they were going to start putting utility. Here we are. They got to work out the mechanisms, but again, that's another thing. In 6 months, when they've got that dialed in, I would imagine a lot of companies are going to implement that to incentivize people to collect.
Yeah, so hopefully, exactly like you said, hopefully the systems are in place by then. So no, I mean, Dyno, thank you so much for coming on the channel again. I'm going to give you a standing ovation because I think that you did a great job. Very well spoken, very great insights into everything. If you're not already, please go subscribe to Mi Vida Vivi. Like I said, he has great topics, great thumbnails, great videos, and very well thought out. Like, he's not just putting out content to put out content. The videos are thought out ahead of time, and he has really good like structure to his video. So I really enjoy the channel. I've enjoyed it for a while. I've been watching you for a while. So I like that you're keeping it going and you're not giving up. And I think this bear market has been a little bit tougher on people who started in January, like you said. But I think that there's a bright upside for your channel, and especially with all the insights that you gave today. I think a lot of people are gonna come over and subscribe because I think that you deserve it. So thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. And I really admire what you and Rob have been doing. It's the amount of dedication and commitment that it takes to release content every single day. And anybody who's made videos understands how much time and just creative energy it takes. It's really amazing what you guys are doing. And you've, like I said, have built a solid community around just your brand. And that's even like inside the Vivi fam and beyond. So it's really cool to see what you guys are doing. And I really appreciate you considering me on the channel. And thank you for all the kind words. And yeah, I'm looking forward to connecting more in the future and just seeing where this journey takes us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I mean, yeah, it's easy when you got, like you said, the community there giving us ideas. There's always something to talk about on Vivi, and it doesn't stop even during the bear market. Easy to come up with topics. I mean, you came up with 7 for today's video alone, right? So, I mean, it's things things like that make us very bullish on the project, obviously long term. So, I mean, it's been a pleasure, obviously, having you on, and I know we're gonna have you on again as soon as they announce sports. I'm gonna be texting you, be like, Dyno, you're back on the channel. We're doing it, or we're coming on your channel, or something like that, and I think it'll be fun. So, if you haven't already,
bring my A game. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. If you haven't already, guys, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know when we get great guests on like this. Also, VIP $2.99 a month. Get the star next to your name. Drop spreadsheets. Star in the universe. First dibs on merch. We'll advertise for you. We post a lot of buys and sells, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Dyno, once again for being on the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.